Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting of your Westland City Council to order. We will begin tonight's meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilman Doug Wishart.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilman Wishart, for leading us in the pledge. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Baumann.
Present.
Councilman Hart.
Present.
Councilman Hornbuckle.
Here.
Councilwoman Rakowski.
Present.
Councilman Wishart.
Here.
Pro Tem Sampe. Here. Council President McDermott.
Here.
Quorum is present.
Okay. Before we start tonight's meeting, we do have one special announcement and presentation. If I could get the mayor, my colleague Pro Tem Sampe, and Councilman Wishart down here for the presentation.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Tonight, we'd like to honor Councilman Douglas Wishart Jr., and thank you for your service to the city of Westland on behalf of the 85,000 residents of Westland. Thank you, Councilman, for your service, your professionalism, serving with distinction. I know serving on city council is hard work. You've been here the last year and a half, and the residents of Westland, thank you for your service. So I know tonight will be your final council meeting. So I just want to for now. So I just want to thank you, on behalf of the city. Thank you for serving. And also, Councilman Wishart is a veteran So I also want to thank you for your service to our country as well. And I know your colleagues on City Council have some words of acknowledgement too.
Absolutely. Thank you, Councilman Wishart. Thank you, Doug, for stepping up and choosing the lead here in the city. I know that you didn't come in the easiest of circumstances. You came in when we were trying to find someone to fill a vacancy on City Council. So we really appreciate you putting your name in the hat and stepping up in this last year and a half, being a contributing member to the City Council, bringing ideas and issues forward here on the council. And so we're very much appreciative of your service here in the community. And we know that this is goodbye for now, not goodbye forever. And as the mayor said, you know, your service to the country here, we very much appreciate the United States Navy veterans. So thank you most of all for your service to the country as well.
Thank you, Councilman Wishart, for, excuse me, my allergies are getting to me. Just for your service to the country. Of course, you stepped in, as mentioned, at a time that was a little rocky, but you came in with a very calm demeanor. You came in with a lot of outside questions that quite possibly we didn't think about. And you also came in at a very pinnacle part of your life. So you came in a year and a half and you had a beautiful baby, and you balanced everything so professionally. So we want to thank you just for your service. We want to thank you for your commitment, the questions that you asked, the time that you put in, and the commitment that you gave, like I said, at a time where you had a new baby and you were still here and present and active in the city. So I know this is goodbye for now, but we hope to see you in the future. We hope to see you back here involved. But we really appreciate your service to Westland, and it's really been a pleasure serving with you. So thank you.
And lastly, I'd like to present you with a certificate of recognition from the City of Westland for your service, which it has the dates of your service there and is signed by me. And I'd like to ask a member of our staff to come up and take a picture of us presenting the plaque, please. So you could just use your phone. I know we don't have a photographer in the room, so. And let's put you in the middle, Councilman.
All right, we will now move on to questions or input on the agenda from the public. This section will allow members of the public at the beginning of the meeting to address the council regarding items that are on tonight's agenda. Questions asked may be responded to during the agenda item following a motion and support from your Westland City Council. Is there anyone on my right? Anyone on my left? Anyone else in the audience? Okay, seeing and hearing none, we will close public input on the agenda and move to the consent calendar. Is there a motion?
So moved.
There is a motion by Councilwoman Rakowski, supported by Councilman Wishart. Are there any changes to the consent calendar?
None other than the administrative change.
Yes.
That we will bring note to.
Yes, and just to bring note, we are removing item E off the consent calendar. Item E on the consent calendar is going to be removed for tonight's meeting. Are there any additional changes to the consent calendar? Any dissent? Any dissent? Hearing and seeing none, motion passes.
Council has approved the following consent calendar items: intergovernmental agreement between Wayne County and the City of Westland for right of access and entry to Vinoy Dorsey Park for the purposes of constructing and installing a monument, and Rosie the Riveter sculpture, and authorizes the mayor and city clerk to sign the agreement. Adoption of resolution accepting storm water maintenance permit M-25-0102 for Westland Fire Station Number 2. Authorizes the Director DPS to sign their permit on behalf of the city. Contract with PS Learning LLC for management of the Jefferson Barnes Learning Lab, amount not to exceed $54,108. Bid for professional fencing installation services to upgrade the DPS yard fence. Administration recommends low bidder upright fence, amount not to exceed $9,230. And the last item on the consent calendar tonight is the transfer of hazards board ups to the property taxes for their winter 2025 tax bill. Moving to payment of voucher.
Is there a motion? There's a motion by Councilman Hart, supported by Councilman Hornbuckle. Is there any discussion from the maker? None. Any discussion from the supporter? No. Any additional discussion from the council? Any dissent? Any dissent? Hearing and seeing none, motion passes.
New business item number 1, approval of minutes of regular meeting held October 20th, 2025.
Roll call. So moved.
Yep, you got to have a motion first. I'll move. Yep. Support. Motion by Councilman Hart, supported by Councilwoman Baumann. Any discussion? Okay, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Baumann.
Yes.
Councilman Hart.
Yes.
Councilman Hornbuckle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rutkowski.
Abstain due to bereavement.
Councilman Wishart.
Yes.
Pro Tem Sampe.
Abstain due to email.
President McDermott.
Yes.
Motion passes. New business item number 2, request for City Council to enter into a closed study session on November 17th, 2025 at 5:30 PM to discuss real property transactions pursuant to MCL 15.268D.
Is there a motion? Support. Motion by Councilman Hart, supported by Councilwoman Baumann. Any discussion from the roll call?
Councilwoman Baumann.
Yes.
Yes. Councilman Hart.
Yes.
Councilman Hornbuckle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rutkowski.
Yes.
Councilman Wishart.
Yes.
Pro Tem Sampe.
Yes.
President McDermott.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay. We are now on to public comment. Everyone speaking before the council should do so in a civil manner. Speakers should refrain from abusive or profane remarks, vulgar language, disruptive outbursts, threats, racial slurs, or other conduct that interferes with the orderly conduct of the business meeting. Personal attacks on council members, the administration, city staff, other speakers, or members of the public do not promote civil discourse. Comments shall be directed to the chair and not to people in the audience. The chair shall call to order any person who is being disorderly by speaking when not having been recognized after being called to order, continues to be disorderly, creating a public 13 disturbance. The chair may order that person removed from the meeting immediately. Is there anyone on my left? Yes, Ms. Worm.
Good evening, Christina Worm, proud chair of Norwayne Community Citizens Council, resident of City of Westland. I just wanted to thank the council persons who have come out in support of the Norwayne Citizens Council events, and Mayor, Deputy Mayor, they have been well attended, well received. We had our Rosie the Riveter tea, and then we had our Harvest Fest. So thank you so much for coming out and supporting that, donations of raffle baskets, those kinds of things. We do have our next event coming up December 10th, which is our holiday tree lighting event, and that is just a celebration of community for the holiday season, and people can come see Santa if they like, come just have cookies and cocoa and sing, get prizes, that kind of thing. We are going to be looking for donations of that. It is December 10th from 6 to 7:30. And of course, as always, there's a rumor Santa will be coming in on a fire truck. So we always hope that that can happen. We do have some problems going on in our Cayley Park. As people have seen, we did have our sign destroyed, our digital signage. We are hoping that that is going to get replaced and that we can have a, resolution to that. I do want to say though that, we were told by some council persons that a detective was assigned to this. Typically, we have a group of teens that hang out from 5 to 8, Monday through Friday. Do not see increased police presence, unfortunately. There are also a number of folks that used to just hang out and relax that were adults in the evening just to get some exercise. That has diminished, again, because we have this group of unruly teens that are kind of hanging out. this is when damage is occurring. I also want to say thank you to the Parks and Rec Department for finding a solution to our picnic tables under the pavilion at Lincoln Johnson Field. Those have been restored now as well, and we have chains that keep them from being stacked from the stacked table gang. So we're grateful for the resolution and working together with the Parks and Rec Department. And again, if we could have increased police presence, that would be greatly appreciated. All right, thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Ms. Worm.
Thank you.
Is there anyone on my right, public comment? Anyone on my left? Yes, sir, Pastor.
Hello, everyone. This is my first rodeo. I'm Pastor Jim DeWalt. I am a resident here at Westland. I've been here for a year and a half. My church is Westland Christian Union Church on the corner of Marquette and Wayne. I want to thank you for allowing me to speak today. I want to thank Mayor Coleman for coming to our church and discussing with us. I'm very interested, and we are very interested in being involved in the city of Westland. So I'm looking at opportunities to be involved. There has been a lot of changes going on within the last year and a half. As you can see, I do play Santa Claus. I will be doing Santa Claus the end of November, the first Saturday and last Saturday in November, and 3 Saturdays in December, from 12 to 5 or 6, depending on how many people show up. You know this church. It's a 70-year-old church. Some of you might know this church by the prayer table. This church had a prayer table out for many, many years, and we have started that prayer table once again. We are interested in being involved in our community, and we are praying diligently for our community. I do have something that I would like to say. Once again, I want to thank you for allowing me to speak. But the Lord has been speaking to my heart about one thing. There's so much hatred and so much discourse in our country, in our towns, in our cities. And we are coming into the Thanksgiving season. And 1 Thessalonians 5:16 through 18 says a couple of things. First of all, we're to rejoice. And we're here to rejoice because we have something to give, and that's Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God. We're to pray without ceasing. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, we pray for the mayor. We pray for you all in our church. So I want you to know that you are all covered by your prayer. And we're to give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for us. This is his will, that we pray without ceasing, that we rejoice always, and that we give thanks for the things that we have been given. I just want to leave you with this. I pray for blessings on your families. I pray that you will have a safe and prosperous Thanksgiving and Christmas, and that during this next year, that we will see peace and a oneness that we have never seen before. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Is there anyone on my right, public comment? Anyone on my left, public comment? Anyone else in the audience? Okay, seeing and hearing none, we will close public comment, and we will move on to comments from the administration. Mayor.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you, City Council, residents, and everyone in attendance tonight. Good evening. Just a couple quick updates. City offices will be closed tomorrow to Tuesday, November 4th for the city election. Trash pickup will not be affected. The Palmer-Vinoy Road construction project is set to begin tomorrow as well. The first phase of this project is to replace concrete curbs and install sidewalk and ADA accessible ramps. During this phase, the roads will stay open with flaggers. During the asphalt resurfacing phase, which should take 2 to 3 days, the road will be closed with a detour route. City offices will also be closed in observance of Veterans Day on Tuesday, November 11th. Trash pickup will not be affected. Also, if you've driven down Nankin Boulevard, you'll see Nankin Square and Amphitheater is near completion. We'll be announcing a date for the ribbon cutting ceremony in the near future. I'd also like to update everyone that we are selling holiday trees that will be displayed along the walking path at Nankin Square and Amphitheater. The Christmas trees can be purchased on the City of Westland Recreation Portal for $125. The cost includes a 6-foot tree, lights, and a sponsor sign. The trees are intended for businesses, nonprofits, or a memorial tree for a family member. So this is something new that we're doing over at Nankin Square and Amphitheater. And it's just a holiday-themed addition to our holiday festivities that we're doing, and we celebrate all holidays here. Trees may be purchased until November 14th. Please contact the Parks Director, the Parks Department at 734-722-7620 for more information. And also, once again, I'd like to thank Councilman Wishart. Thank you for your service to the City of Westland. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Anything from the City Attorney's Office this evening? Okay. All right. We will begin council comments this evening with Councilwoman Rakowski.
Thank you, Council President. I'll keep my comments as brief as I can with regard to our wonderful clerk and her crew as they embark tomorrow on Election Day. I'd like to take a moment to say thank you to Councilmember Wishart for his service to our community and his previous service to our country. And personally, on behalf of the children that I teach, we thank you for all of the donations that you've made to our classroom. Doug was instrumental in making sure that the children had snacks and some hygiene products and aspirin for their teacher. So I appreciate it. And we look forward to you continuing to be a part of our community. So briefly speaking, I don't think anybody has been able to go very long without seeing any news about the upcoming food insecurity crisis that is occurring due to limited SNAP benefits, or the freeze, or however you would like to entitle that. But additionally, at the end of this month, Wayne County will be discontinuing Meals on Wheels. So there is a large call in our community. We have a just astronomically disproportionate amount of senior citizens that rely on the Meals on Wheels program. And so I'm just really hoping that as a city, there's some way that we can create some continuity for those individuals, because it's not just food for our seniors, it's also an opportunity to do welfare checks. Most of those individuals are homebound, and the individual who is dropping off the food might be the only human interaction they have on a weekly basis. So I hope as a community we can come together and create some kind of program to take care of our seniors. In the meantime, I'd like to thank the Goodfellows for contributing to Adams Middle School and my classroom. They came in and provided meals for the weekend for children. That portion of our community and, the Adams neighborhood and specifically in the Norwayne community, there's a large population that depends on these benefits to get through life. And so with those benefits not being available, they're leaning on the schools. So if you're a part of the community or the neighborhood, or you're close to one of our schools in the district, I'm sure their office would be very happy to take food donations. You can also bring them to the Family Resource Center. I'm making sure that my families have meals that they can take home and prepare for their whole families. So I think it's time as a community. The pastor had mentioned Thanksgivings. I know that I have quite enough, and I know that there's many of my neighbors that don't have hardly any at all. So I am giving of myself. I would implore and ask that if you have the opportunity to contribute to your local food pantries, or that you would do so, and that there's a resolution quickly for these individuals who are going to be caught in quite a lurch, even if it is just a 10-day freeze. So with that, good luck, Madam Clerk. As you hold our election, I know we're in good hands. And with that, I just want to wish everybody a good evening and to remind you to be good neighbors and take care of one another. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Rakowski. We will now hear from Councilman Wishart.
Thank you, Council President. First, I want to thank everyone for the plaque. I really do appreciate that. Being a city council was never in my wheelhouse ever of thinking. I always wanted to serve the public again after I got out of the military. Did not think it would be this way, but I enjoyed it. I'm beyond sad that I won't be here for the next meetings, but raising a kid is far more important than being up here. I think everyone would say that. And my wife would kill me if I missed any more time at home. So, thank you. I've learned so much from everyone here. Every day has been exciting and new. And I hope that the next person who takes a seat is willing to put in the work also. That's all.
Thank you, Councilman Wishart. We will now hear from Councilwoman Emily Bauman.
Thank you. Actually, I'm going to make it really simple. I'm going to thank the clerk ahead of time for all that is going to happen tomorrow, and I know it's going to be a long day for you. But thank you, because I can just imagine how organized you are as well. I know how organized you are with all this, so thank you for that. And I just want to thank Councilman Wishart. I don't know if I should call, am I your wing woman or are you my wing man, since we're right next to each other like this? I don't know, but thank you for your service, and I'm glad that this, I'm glad you had, I'm glad we got to sit next to each other and have this time. So good luck with everything you do after this. Thank you.
Okay. All right. We will now hear from Councilman Plano Hornbuckle.
Thank you. Doug, thank you for your service, as always. Great getting to know you, great getting to work with you. We both learned a lot together, and it was definitely great serving up here with you as well. And I look forward to you being around, and we're going to work together again.
You'll see me, don't worry.
Oh, yeah. I want to highlight a young man. Jaden, he turned 12 over this weekend. And the reason why I want to highlight this young man is he's new to our community. He just moved to our community about 3 months ago. And he invited all his classmates and everything to his birthday party at a bowling alley. And no one showed up. And I'm not sure if anyone else seen it on Facebook, but it came, some people messaged me like, oh, this is a sad story. So I went up there and sang happy birthday to the young man. And that's important, young man, new neighborhood, and no one shows up. That can have mental tolls on you, you feel like no one cares about you. But what I'm excited about is the people that actually showed up didn't know this young man. We had some of our seniors go out and buy gifts and bring it to this young man. Some people that just driving past Westland, don't even live, just passing, just haven't seen the Facebook post, and showed up and brought their kids to come play bowling with this young man. So I am proud to be a part of a community that does step up when stepping up is needed. So I want to give this young man a happy birthday. He turned 12, and it's amazing to see that the city was compassionate enough to come by and crowd around this young man that's new to our neighborhood and welcome him with open arms. So I'm going to thank Westland and everyone that did that for this young man. I also want to thank the sixth graders at Adams for definitely being welcoming and warm welcoming me to their school and having a conversation. I mean, these young men and women has great ideas. They very curious. And I want to thank them for the opportunity to hear my story and also hear their story. And what really brightened my day is BB, and I believe you heard of her before. She's a young lady that got a Compassion Award for helping a lady in her motor chair. But what made me and her connect is that we both suffer from something the same. And when she heard my story, she just lit up. And it was like, oh, finally someone understands the struggle I'm going through and can help me. So I want to thank BB for opening up to me as I open up to her to share her story. And I look forward to working with her. She has a lot of curiosity, a lot of ambition to do great things in the city. And I'm glad I was able to open her up and get her to see that, hey, it's all right, you're not in this alone. Madam Clerk. Thank you for all the hard work you have done these last couple of months. Thank you for all the work you're going to do tomorrow. I'm sorry to hear about Meals on Wheels. All the stuff that's happening now does hurt. I will be making sure I do my part to help feed our friends and family here in our city. Other than that, thank you everyone for coming out. Thank you all for showing your support, and I guess I'll see you guys in 5 weeks. Talk to you later.
Okay, we will now hear from Councilman Jim Hart.
Thank you, Council President. So I'll just be brief, but again, the Veteran Meal Program is still in full swing. So again, if you know any local veterans, residents of Westland and Wayne, please ask them to register for their veteran meals. Again, just go to wayne-ford.com, and the registration link is there. So please register. We do provide those veteran meals. We've been doing this our 12th year. So please get registered. The registration cutoff is November 19th at 5 p.m. Pickup is November 22nd. So I want to also, as I always do, because you have to break them up. They get really cranky about it if you don't. A happy 250th Marine Corps birthday to the United States Marine Corps this November 10th. And I'm not a Marine, but I have a lot of Marine friends, and they always, they treat their birthday a little separately, and this is a milestone birthday for them. So celebrate well, responsibly, as much as can be expected from a Marine, and enjoy yourself. And the rest of my brothers and sisters, November 11th, happy Veterans Day. So if this is the one, Veterans Day is when you tell them thanks for your service. Remember, Memorial Day is a somber day of remembrance. Veterans Day is when you really thank them for their service, and that's a day for all veterans. So if you know one, call one, tell them happy Veterans Day, and then remind them to register for the Veteran Meal Program. To Madam Clerk, thank you again. Good luck tomorrow. I know you do a fantastic job, as your office always has, and as you have done. So thank you. And finally, to Councilman Doug Wishart, I will give you an individual happy early Veterans Birthday, but Veterans Day, excuse me. But beyond that, thank you for your service. They say when you want to get something done, find a busy person and ask them, right? You're a veteran, and it's easy to go and ask a veteran to sign their name twice, because once you do it the first time, you're always ready to do it again. So thank you for your service. While it's done for now, this mission's over, but we're waiting to give you your next duty station at some point, and I know you're going to be excited to take on that new responsibility. So thank you for your service, and thank you, Council President. I'm all set.
Okay, thank you, Councilman Hart. Pro Tem Sampe.
All right, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here this evening. Thank you again, Councilman Wishart. I know that I gave my thanks, but it's just really good to have a young voice up here that has given us a lot of good perspective. So I think everyone pretty much said what I wanted to say, but I really appreciate your service. And we will see you soon. I wanted to remind everyone that the Goodfellows application deadline is coming. It's coming up very quickly, November 14th. So if you know someone that could benefit from the program, I would encourage you to send them to our website, goodfellows.org, westlandgoodfellows.org, or they can go to Jefferson Barnes. So at the main mark at the front desk has applications that they can go there, they can pick up an application, and then get the necessary paperwork in, and then from there, we'll review it. So we have gotten a lot of applications. We don't tend to turn people away. That's not what we do in our program. We try to, anyone that qualifies, we honor the application. However, my ask is that if you are willing, which, you know, I implore people that have businesses that like sponsoring families, or maybe you as an individual would like to take a small family to step up this year and just, you know, just be a part of your community. You know, it's been a real rough year for a lot of families. We see the food insecurity, but a lot of these families have hope with Westland Goodfellows. We also provide a food voucher, and then we provide a gift certificate. We do the toiletries, and we also do the hats and the gloves. So there's some other things coming up for Goodfellows that I'll talk about at the next meeting, but we really are in need of additional sponsorships from businesses and individuals that are willing to take on a family for the season. So if you are interested, you can go on our website, westlandgoodfellows.org, and you can send us a message on our Westland Goodfellows Facebook page. But anyone has any questions, you always can reach out to me. But I really appreciate everyone considering being involved with Westland Goodfellows this season. Thank you again to Councilwoman Rakowski for talking about the food insecurity. She really got to me, I think it was last week, when she said she had a young girl come to her to say, Mrs. R, as she is in the classroom, I have to go to my grandma's house because my mom said that the card won't refill and we have no food in our house. And let that sink in. You know, you have people right now that are dealing with things that they can't even feed their families. You know, they are struggling to feed their families. Their kids are going to school hungry. Their bellies are rumbling at school, and they cannot focus in the classroom because they're hungry. So I would just ask that as a city, I think it's great that we're doing buying trees, but as a city, can we help out? What can we do? Can we give that money, not to the city, can we give that money to food pantries or to our schools? You know, what can we do as a city to serve our community better? You know, I would just implore all of us to think about what we can do. You know, how can we help? And I've had a lot of reflection myself too, as my husband was off this year. He's been dealing with illness. Is, you know, we have a little, but what can we give? You know, we're blessed to have, but can we give more? So I would just implore each and every one of you, whether you're elected or not, to just look at your position, look at yourself to say, well, how can I help? You know, even if it's just going to the dollar store and picking up some cans and snacks. You know, Mrs. R, Councilwoman, you know, I told her, I said, I'll just buy some noodles. And she's like, I can send that home with families that don't have dinner. So, you know, as she's putting together these dinner packages for her students, at least she knows when they come back in the morning, they're fed. So I didn't mean to get emotional on anyone, but it's been weighing on my heart. And we have an amazing community. I just feel like we can step up, you know, and even little things, even $5 a week, you know, if you have it. Maybe you don't go to Starbucks, or, you know, Starbucks is $10 a week, right? Just for a drink, but, you know, just try to be better. So that's what I wanted to talk about that. Thank you, Councilman Hornbuckle, for talking about Jaden. I had no idea, but happy birthday, Jaden. It's great that the community rallied around him, and if you can connect me with him, I would appreciate that. And then the Veterans Meal Program, I'll wish everyone an amazing Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. Thank you to our veterans that have served our country so wonderfully. And I look to be a part of that Veterans Meal Program on the 22nd. I'll get with you, Councilman Hart, to see how I can help as well. But I guess, Madam Clerk, I know that this is not your first rodeo, so wishing you congratulations and good luck again. I hope to see everyone back in 2 weeks. We're going to have some new spots up here filled, so I'm wishing everyone good luck, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Until then, be safe and kind with one another, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Pro Tem Sampe. First and foremost, I just want to reiterate my thanks to Councilman Wishart for stepping up and serving the community, his community, the community we all love here on Westland City Council. So goodbye for now. We know we'll see you around at events and here at council meetings and whenever life permits and the wife permits. So congratulations and thank you for your service here to the city. We very much appreciate that. We have a lot of, as was mentioned by a couple of my colleagues here tonight, opportunities to donate here in the community to food pantries and help people who are facing food insecurity. I think in the wealthiest nation on earth, with over 805 billionaires, it's a disgrace that we have to do this, but alas, that's the policy we've unfortunately set up. But we have great organizations here in the community, including the Elmwood Blessing Box, St. Mary Cause of Our Joy, and the Salvation Army, who offer food pantries here in the Westland community. So please consider stopping by one of these food pantries, whether it's Elmwood Blessing Box on Joy Road, St. Mary Cause of Our Joy, the church right up here on Wayne Road, or if it is the Salvation Army up on Vinoy, and dropping off some food items or a monetary donation to help people who are facing food insecurity here in our community. I too would like to wish all the veterans, both those here on council, my colleagues, Councilman Wishart and Councilman Jim Hart, and all of those in the community who served, including my dad, who is also a Westland resident. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. We owe it all to you as a society, as a country, as a world, to build a more peaceful planet, one that is free of war, so we never have to send you off to the horrors of war again. But thank you very much for your service in whatever branch that you served in. Thank you for your service. We appreciate that. And please consider donating to the Veterans Holiday Meal Program. It is a huge undertaking every year. They feed hundreds of veterans and their families here in the community, and it does not happen without our support as a community, not only in showing up on that day and packing boxes, but without a lot of monetary support. So please consider going on the Wayne Ford Civic League website and making a donation on the Wayne Ford Civic League website for the Veterans Holiday Meal Program. And then, happy birthday, Jaden. Thank you for sharing that story, Councilman. So Jaden, if you do watch this, happy birthday. And finally, I want to thank our new clerk in her very first election as the clerk. Thank you for all the hard work that you and your entire team have done during this election. And thank you to all of our poll workers who are out there and who are out there in the primary and are going to be out there tomorrow working a polling location and a precinct. We can certainly not operate free and fair elections without your hard work as well. So thank you to the poll workers, thank you to the clerk, thank you to the clerk's team. We very much appreciate that. And with that is our motion to adjourn.